All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back. We'll be back. We'll be back. We'll be back.
Going way back.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're back in the second half. Give yourselves a round of applause so the people out there can say, I can come here one of these fine days. One of these fine days. Talk to that man and say, how come you just never shut up? All right. Garrett Murphy is coming up, one of our favorite and finest poets. You'll be enchanted as I am, as you should be and will be. So, Garrett, come on up, and everybody give him a nice round of applause. Garrett Murphy, ladies and gentlemen, a strong voice in our community.
Garrett, thank you. I like this guy.
Yeah.
There we go.
Shades of Aaron Neville. When Trump sounds off about folks not named for himself and not conforming to his razor-thin standards of pure Americana, he is simply telling it like it is. When Chris Christie acts like a bully of women and the poor, he is simply telling it like it is. When Rush Limbaugh spews out slurs with impunity, when Fox News flunkies, reality show stars, and law enforcing thugs jeeringly blame the victims of oppression and profiling and soul-murdering criticisms for their own ordeals, they are simply telling it like it is. But when Kaepernick sounds off, people shriek, what sacrilege, such nerve, silence him, how dare he, having the gall to tell
It like it is. Yeah.
Jesus, Gina. Jesus, Gina. We are just so surprised. We had absolutely no idea that our Negroid folk were so sad about life here. Gee, how is it that they weren't as satisfied as we were with their hospitality towards sparing us all our mundane work? We thought they were happy as we were about being in a lower status than we. Gee, it was just a little cross. You know, just a little prank. Gee, for all we knew, the good boys were simply planning their life for Halloween. Ah, gee, they shouldn't have been so sensitive about good old boy Reed joshing about erasing them with the stroke of a pen. You know he's always going off like that. Couldn't they see he's just a joke? And gee whiz, how were we to know they didn't like the initiation in the early darky manhood? You know, maximum sentencing and all. They could have been just a tad grateful why we rushed them ahead of our own. Is that not what affirmative action is all about? Oh, gee willikers, I guess the times have caught up with us. No more fun and games with Mr. Crow. Our dream has come to a crashing end. Everyone's looking and talking now, even with our strongest supporters in years and powers. We're just going to have to get used to the terms black and African American, let alone sir, madam, Mr., Ms., doctor, or even the dreaded first name. Halloween Blues. Coming in as a power broker, showing up as domestic or soldier, arriving as a delivery person, be it mail, milk, or plumbing, whatever, a doctor, lawyer, or officer, even in a NATO suit, and tie, and cap and gown, they think it's a necessary part of living. Not to worry, you only have to wear it 364 days a year.
Garrett Murphy, boys. Yes,
I
sir.
forgot to tell everybody, Clara Sue says she wanted to be here, but she's at the rehearsal. She'll see everybody next week.
Very good. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, let me just read the set that's coming up. We have Bear, Sabine, Clyde Always, David Erdreich, and then Justice is our country closer, Super Duper Bulldozer. So, Bear.
Yay.
Give him up a round. Come on, people. Let's wake it up around here. Wake it up around here. How often do we see this man?
Can you give me the Trump factoid first time?
Oh,
It's a
good.
little horrible. So, how many of you know who Roy Cohn is?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Roy Cohn was Trump's original lawyer and mentor.
I wouldn't doubt it.
And he was also the lawyer for Senator McCarthy.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
And grandson. Anyway,
Thank you. Subject of the infinitive. My poem was on the sofa when I got home. Silk teddy off one shoulder like a dangling participle. It was clear as she sifted through one black and white after another. I was the subject. Somebody had photographed me with other poets, the menage a trois with Swenson and Cannell, a conjunction of bodies covered in berry juices, me in the back of a stretched limousine, feeling up Parker's subjunctive clauses. Never looking at me, she kept sifting. Is this what you want? She asked, flashing a photo of me at a bar with Kim Adonisio in a red dress dancing like a preposition. I loved my poem in all her abstraction. That vast desert grand where I went to die in the desert sand in ninth grade, but what could I say without our life coming to a full stop? My poem lacked nomenclature, onomatopoeia. Her imperative mood was always the same. Whatever you want to do, I'm game. And some days, I need a little slant in my rhyme. They mean nothing to me, baby, I lied. I like my body when it is with. Without lifting her head, she held up Cummings, and I, dropping punctuation, as we tripped the word order metaphoric. Show me how, she asked. And under a funnel of quivering bells, we up so compounded many sentences down. Okay, how many poems? And then I'll be done. This is called First Contact. I wish to apologize on behalf of humanity that we were unable to adequately accommodate a noble sentient space gas like yourself. To be fair, your arrival was quite unexpected, as it was not foretold in any popular texts. And we have not yet had a chance to replant the rainforest or nurse the narwhals back to their former numbers as requested, because time constraints and budget cuts only allow for internal quarreling. And as for the plastic in the Pacific waters and the smog over China that gave your wife cumulus aspiration, we will start addressing these problems just as soon as we all agree there is a problem. And let me be the first to thank you for not apocalyptically ending civilization when my ignorant son lit your son on fire when you landed. He is only 10 and knows nothing of the properties of methane. Lastly, kindly ignore the fanatics on the fringes with rifles. I assure you they do not speak for the whole of Earth, which wants nothing more than to serve your intergalactic empire and its vaporous citizens, O Supreme Overlord. And the last poem, Fresh Flesh, a zombie poem. Why do zombies become all cannibal and eat the living as if they were Hannibal? Could they not just as easily survive on squirrel instead of the arm of a 12-year-old girl? And really, do they even have dietary needs with no blood to pump and no brain waves to feed? Or is this something akin to the pith of that gorilla gonads making more virile myth? Mayhaps all the forceps and biceps they are eating will bring them back under the world of the breathing. Since aside from not eating squirrel, as I said, they show no enthusiasm for the skin of the dead. One could argue they're jealous of us merry mortals who've yet to pass through death's myriad of portals. Or one might speculate this lack of excitement and mirth is respect for other zombies plodding the earth. But that brings up the psyche of these rotting remains, shuffling and shambling without any brains. Do you feel anger with a decomposing heart? Do you feel envy with your pelvis falling apart? It's too much to contemplate for us not yet undone. So we solve it with lead from a sawed-off shotgun, all to preserve the living and keep them abundant. But killing what's dead seems to me rather redundant. And I suppose my query finds new direction in the idea that begrudgingly requires reflection. if dying doesn't kill you, as zombies will attest, then doesn't killing them make us prejudiced? Thank you.
Thank you. That's fair. And some Halloween intro. That's great. I love that. Thank you. And now the next set of readers, we have Zubin, Clyde Always, David, and then Justice. So Zubin, come on up here. Give him a nice round. He makes the scene. Zubin. We got Clyde Always, David, Justice, and Mortimer Snurd, who's late again.
Okay. So this reading is from David Radin. This is somebody that I've been hanging out with, kind of. So part of this first one is called Runaway Blues. And I kind of got the beginning and the end, but not the middle, so stay tuned. I got the runaway blues and you're tracking me down. I got the runaway blues and I know I've been found. I'm down on my knees, you can take me now. I would cut off my head if you would tell me how. But you just smile and shed a tear and then whisper, that's what I've been waiting to hear. You just pick me up and you put me down. You pluck out my heart and you put on my gown. When we first made contact, I ran and I hid. You scared me to death no matter what I did. So that's the part I got. There's a middle part that I don't have. Forgive me for speaking in such a casual way. If I crawled on my belly all night and all day, I would still be unable to utter a word that you spoke and I heard. So there's a middle part. That'll come another time. Okay. This is David Brady. He's a Zen monk up in Ithaca, New York. This is called Know the One. If you want to know, you gotta bow your head low. You gotta melt into the ground like an early spring snow. If you want to see the source being born, your life may have to be shredded and torn. This is the truth beyond right and wrong, and the worship of every little thing will be your heart's song. And you'll know the one who sees with your eyes, and you will have the vision of God. And you know the one who hears with your ears, and you will hear the voice of God. But do not, let's see, here we go. So when caught in this world of speed and commotion, and you're blinded by darkness, and you've lost all devotion, the one in your heart cries, I am still here, and you stop, and lo, the voice, it is here. And you're gathered in with the wounded and the wrong, and the worship of every little thing will be your heart's song. So do not be bothered by loss and by gain. You'll be richer by far for the crumbs that remain. The sweetness is reserved for those who are lost, who've been through the fire, who've been through the frost. Wherever you drop, you'll rise and be saved. Your sins forgiven, your punishment waived. And speechless, knowing it all belongs. And the worship of every little thing will be your heart's song. And you'll know the one who sees with your eyes, and you will see the vision of God. And you'll know the one who hears with your ears, and you will hear the voice of God. And you'll know the one who lives in your heart, and you will feel the love of God. And you'll know the one who dwells beyond mind, and you will find the glory. The glory. Thank you.
Thank you. Zubin, thank you. And now, as if you didn't know, we have before us the Clyde Always Show.
You don't want to miss this. It's time for another exciting installment of the Clyde Always Show. With me, yours, clever, always handsome, always charming, host Clyde Always. It ain't no common carnival barker.
No!
The bard of the lower
Hey.
And this is the tale of Ms. Biz, dedicated to all the wonderful, strong women in our poetic community. So thank you for being here, all those guys. Once upon a time, beneath an enormous system of elevated freeways, there stood the grandest tent city shantytown the world had ever seen, and it was headed by founder and matriarch, a one-eyed woman named Ms. Biz, who was lovingly referred to by her followers as Auntie Her followers were made up of the thousands of orphans and drifters and strays her kindness had touched over the years, and they were referred to lovingly by her as either niece or nephew. But one day, while Ms. Biz was dusting off some chicken wire, a young boy in greasy overalls brought her in the day's newspaper. And on the front page of the newspaper was a color snapshot of the tent city and a headline shouting in bold. Ms. Biz, whose sight was so bad, pleaded, "Well, read it to me, nephew." And the boy stammered out the words, "New mayor to level illegal campsite." Well, Ms. Biz only smiled back and said, "Not to worry, nephew. Just gather your cousins and kidnap this mayor and bring him to me." A little less than half an hour, the mayor lay hog-tied and helpless at Ms. Biz's feet, while surrounding the two of them was a semicircle of road kids and crackheads and tweakers and gutter punks with snarling pit bulls. Ms. Biz danced about and cackled, "We got you now, Mr. Mayor. So, what's all this I hear about you knocking down my tent city?" The mayor lay perfectly still and silent, so Ms. Biz kicked him hard in the ribs, and all the cousins cheered and clapped, "Huzzah!" But still the mayor said not a word, so Ms. Biz kicked him again a little harder this time, and then a robot voice rang out from somewhere. It said, "Please stop kicking the mayor." Ms. Biz spat back in utter defiance, "Who the fuck are you, and why the fuck should I?" And the mayor's eyes shot wide open, revealing sparkling cogs and blinking chips. And his body jerked upright as if from invisible strings. The designer suit, the shiny shoes, the Windsor knot, none of it was real. It was all code composed of tiny zeros and zeros and ones. And from the mayor's mouth came a booming monotone. It said, "I am almighty, I am all powerful, I am Google God. I control all methods of commerce. You cannot live without me. Bow down to my drone. Show reverence to my presence, you slaves, you sheep, you swine." But nobody talked to Ms. Biz or her nieces and nephews like that, so she picked up a metal baseball bat and whacked that mayor hard in his mouth and then shut him up for good. And while it was laid out, one of the more clever nephews took a screwdriver to the mayor's face and salvaged some parts and some motherboards out of there and ran them off to his workshop. Then they set the mayor up on the dunking booth and took turns dipping that wise-ass robot until he was thoroughly shorted. A couple of days later, while Ms. Biz was sweeping up some syringes and cigarette butts, Overall Boy came running in with the latest headline, and he read it out loud and proud, and it stated, "New Mayor Lame Duck, Tent City stays." And right behind him was Screwdriver Kid, who presented to his auntie a little trinket he'd been working on. Ms. Biz examined this gadget for a moment, then bravely removed her eye patch and popped the thing into her skull and blinked a few times, and the boys cried out in unison, "Doesn't work, Auntie! Doesn't work!" And Ms. Biz, through newfound tears of giddiness, happily replied, "Yes, nephews! Now Auntie can see."
Next up tonight, we've got the Tinder Date from Hell. Now I'll never be sure what possessed me to swipe to the right when I should have known better, as I'm not really into the arrogant type, and his smile looked cheesy as cheddar. Like a fool, I agreed to a time and a place for a date with this obvious winner, and I reasoned aloud as I put on my face, well, at least it'll be a free dinner. So I Ubered across to the far end of town to a dingy and dark taqueria. Standing close by the door was a gal in a gown, and she curtsied and said, "Call me Tia." She escorted me back, and she pulled out my seat while my date was just sitting there smoking. But he offered apologies then for the heat. Lo siento. The AC is broken. As I sat at the table, I started to sweat, so I made a fan out of my menu. And I noticed a sinister marionette keeping watch from the wall of this venue. "Have a drink," said my date as he reached for the jug with his eyes nearly red as the vino. "Oh, terrific, sangria," I said with a shrug. I would usually stick with a Pinot. Then there came to the table a man in a vest, our mesero, who called himself Pablo, whom my date disregarded as one would a pest as he ordered the shrimp al diablo. While we waited, I sneered at his ratty goatee. It looked harsh as a blackberry thicket. And I scoffed when he pulled out a skeleton key, which he scratched on a lottery ticket. "For Christ's sakes, I'm leaving." I spat in a huff as I reached for my purse and my jacket, but he lunged and he snatched me and handled me rough, so I screamed up a deafening racket. But Miss Tia and Pablo did not run to help. They just stood by the door at the ready. And the marionette came alive with a yelp. It was dancing and flinging confetti. furious hiss as his skin turned scaly and thorny. He was flicking his tongue as he went for a kiss. See, my date, he was actually horny. Thanks for listening, everybody. Tune in next time.
There's always Clyde, and that's why we call him that. Now we got David Erdreich, Armenian, and Justice, our super duper country closer, Absolute Bulldozer. And I move the, yeah, you can put anything you want where you need to.
Shoot that now? No.
Is that beeping in the key of A?
I got the key of it. Thank you. Thanks. We
Thank you.
figured out with 3 idiots. We figured it
Hey,
out.
I'm an idiot and a half, according to my mom.
Here's another idiot, and here's another idiot. So it was.
We got the A figured out.
Yeah, we got it figured out.
What the A?
Yeah, what the
still looking
exactly.
for
So I'm not going to be here next week, unfortunately.
Darn it.
But I heard a birthday song, and next week, next Wednesday to be exact, I'll be 70. So I'll share with you. So I'm going to improvise a little bit.
We can sing happy birthday for you now.
No. We heard it. We heard it.
All right, just making sure you don't. I don't want you to feel like you're not special.
So I'm gonna, I didn't know that the theme was poison, so I'll just start out with a little poison and work it into what I wrote today. So the poison obviously is Donald Trump, and already we can see that enough of us here didn't even bother with the debate. And number 3, and we know that the poison, enough of us have recognized it so that he's not going to get elected, and then his worst nightmare is going to happen. Since he is a bully, he's also a coward.
Yes.
And like Dukakis and McGovern and Mondale before him, about a month from now, he's going to be ignored, which is his worst nightmare. So
That's right.
this is called flash function. Sure, once in the morning does it, but you've still got, I know there's a lot of worry, and I heard not only you, Bill Maher, very worried, it's like...
Well, no, if he gets elected, even if he doesn't get elected, he's not going to go away.
No, he's not going to go away, but he is going to get ignored. Well, after a while, wait for a month.
Okay, let him get started here.
Watch for a moment.
Doesn't have to be.
All right.
But you've still got to get up and flip the day. Flash function. The ability to make it up as you go along, then write it down, send it up, spit it out, take it in, give it direction, meaning, spirit, inclination, exposition, and a dozen different shades of light it up. Then peddle it to readers' disgust, condensed milk, nutritious value, play your Trump and still fail to meld. Hillary Dickory Dock, the fascist, ran up the clock struck 1, but he refused to concede he was a loser. Relief. When this cycle is over, then back to stodge. 50 years before, Zimmerman the prophet is pronounced noble, and still the deniers climb at each other, clawing to get out of the hamster cage instead of spinning the wheel to capture the wind. We know the Petrol Brothers would not go, we knew that Petrol Brothers would not go easily, but they are slick. Arctic disasters still loom in their nightmares. Will business as usual change? Perhaps starting with serious dialogue about rape, we can alter the hem and haw into a garden worth growing, where the real treasures, seeds, are preserved for 7 generations. And that was written by I Am Watching.
Cousin of IP Standing.
Yeah, I think I'll skip that one. So we go to. So I dug up some old ones. I couldn't find what I really wanted to do today, so another time. So I'll start with a couple old ones, which is something I don't do. So this is from 08, Dust Witch, and in honor of Halloween, which is my season. I got bar mitzvah, by the way, on Halloween, because it's the first Saturday after your birthday, so strange congregation of things. Dust Witch returns, parched, seared, dead, hollow, weed, stalk, fallen rose thorn, brittle of pear, cactus, stick tight on pants cuff, thistle, poison. Don't touch! imprint left by double helix evidence amidst detritus. Apple doll whose face slowly imploded. Spore of puffball, sand in your eyelashes, mud crusted on your soles, specks in amber with a fly. Smoke wafted from a smokestack, ash thrown for miles by Sister Pele. Breath robber, tongue choker, surprise gas, filth monger, rolling with the tumbleweeds, clogging your nostrils, pheromone catcher. She can find you anywhere by your scent. The unique odor you and you alone emit, handmaiden to the hindbrain, ancient as the insects, fuming at the fumaroles, particulate matter precipitate, settling by the bottom of the test tube, dust which senses your every move. Ahead of the curve, a 2-second loop into the future, stitches shut your eyes, captures the essence of crumble, lost archives, dim recesses of intelligence, attic under the eaves, relegated to the back stair, tricks played on a blind man, stumble, collapse, disintegrate. She never lets go. You can't escape her.
Yeah.
I'll read this one next. This is from 98 in Boulder. Pakop Api, or Bakop Api, is Hopi for reed player. Chattering aspen, locust, hush. I had forgotten the wind when it came in a rush. Prairie sunrise, Prairie sunrise twice, solar smack. Summer wind was laughing, don't look back. Stop an arroyo, me boyo, face the 4 directions. Ancient voices call. Through the tunnels autumns fall. Autumn's sister spring, chill and thaw. But Father Winter's bite is master of all. How could I, Pakop Api, forget the wind?
Yeah.
Now a little treat. I sing with 2 choruses. So I'm going to sing you one of the tunes that we're doing in about 4 weeks, 5 weeks. So, tossing and turning. I couldn't sleep at all last night. Got to thinking of you. Baby, things weren't right. Well, I was tossing and turning, turning and tossing, tossing and turning all around. I kicked the blankets on the floor, turned my pillow upside down. I never did before, 'cause I was tossing and turning, turning and tossing, tossed and turned all around. Jumped out of bed, turned out the light. I pulled down the shade, went to the kitchen for a bite. Rolled up the shade, turned off the light. I got back into bed, it was the middle of the night. The clock downstairs was striking 4. Couldn't get you off my mind. I heard the milkman at the door, 'cause I was tossing and turning, turning and tossing, tossing and turning around. Jumped out of bed, turned out the light. I pulled down the shade, went to the kitchen for a bite. Rolled up the shade, turned off the light. I jumped back into bed, it was the middle of the night. The clock downstairs was striking 4. Couldn't get you off my mind. I heard the milkman at the door, 'cause I was tossing and turning, turning and tossing, tossing and turning all the yeah, I was a tossing and turning, turning and tossing, tossed and a turn all around.
Wow. I didn't believe he was going to do that. I thought
Last time I got it.
that's good. Oh, you got a minute.
A minute?
A little more. Just do what you need.
Another old one.
All right.
To speak to an operator, press 0. To operate a speaker, press 7. To get an unfair advantage in an election, press 1 for more money. To find a decent restaurant, press 8. To get your just desserts, go back to the main menu and multiply by pi. To speak to a different machine, press 3.5. To leave an irrational number, divide by 0. To attend to personal hygiene, press flesh. To attend an opening, press close. To suffer a headache, pressure. To speak to a news representative, pound the press key. To play football, hold the line. To hear more elevator music, press interminable wait. To urinate off a mountaintop, precipice. To skip this message, prestige. To discover the meaning of life, press on.
David Erdreich, give him a round, please. It's amazing what you can do. Good job. And now, speaking of good jobs, we have Justice coming up as our clincher closer, super duper bulldozer. The last word, no one shall gainsay, as no one shall. Give her a nice round. Come on, people. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, do it. Can you make it bigger? No? I'm old, man.
I know.
Woo!
I have these glasses.
There was a
on my-
mention of red dress.
Okay.
Kim Andonizio. It's a pretty famous piece. Yes, you could make it bigger. I want a red dress. I want it flimsy and cheap. I want it too tight. I want to wear it until someone tears it off me. I want it sleeveless and backless, this dress, so no one has to guess what's underneath. I want to walk down the street past Thrifty's and the hardware store with all those keys glittering in the window, past Mr. and Mrs. Wong selling day-old donuts in their cafe, past the Guerra brothers slinging pigs from the truck and onto the dolly, hoisting the slick snouts over their shoulders. I want to walk like I'm the only woman on earth and I can have my pick. I want that red dress bad. I want it to confirm your worst fears about me, to show you how little I care about you or anything except what I want. When I find it, I'll pull that garment from its hanger like I'm choosing a body to carry me into this world through the birth cries and the love cries too, and I'll wear it like bones, like skin. It'll be the goddamn dress they bury me in.
Now we're talking.
So in the voice of Lunesta, still Sonata. We're coming up on Halloween where the veil thins and we hear from our ancestors. So that's how I hear this piece. Rose quartz. Never fear, Cupcake. I'm still here. I'm not dead as such. Just going to another place. Come visit me here. Get up from your laptop bed, put on your boots, walk to the end of your street and up those steep steps through the hills. Keep going till the path gets narrow and turn right at the Elephant Rock, and through the pine needles till you can see the Quink Sea. Come down steep slope till you get to the glittering white sands, and here you will find me under the declining sky. Sit down with me, hold my hands. They are neither warm nor cold, are they? But my skin is smooth, isn't it? Look into my tourmaline eyes, let our Venn diagrams intersect, and let me look into your tourmaline eyes. Feel the sparks from my lapis lazuli heart jump to yours. We don't need to talk, Cupcake. It
easy camaraderie is still here, the jokes and myriad anecdotes of our shattered stories. You can feel it all, can't you? I know you can. Let our energies commune. I never really logged off, Cupcake. I've always been here, waiting for you to log on. Access me whenever you like.
Wow.
Last piece, I'm going to keep you guessing on this one. From PS84's most prominent dropout. He got an official communication from Washington, D.C., from the Library of Congress, requesting that he would donate his letters. Of course, he had a loud protest before he gave them to her, donated them in 1967. Here's a letter to Arthur Sheikman, December 16, 1942. Dear Sheik, I am leading a quiet, sinless life. A good deal of my time is spent on the balcony or shelf of the Marquis Theater. The pictures there are indescribably putrid. I think there's a special brand of pictures ground out as the studios that only play the Marquis. These pictures usually have Donna Amici or Jeanette MacDonald playing leads. Still in all, as Lardner would say, it's a very cozy little place. It's always empty. And it only takes about a quart of gas to motor there. The place has been all done over. New carpets, fixtures. They even have a new manager. I sit all alone on the balcony, alternately smoking and sleeping. No matter how warm the night, I take my overcoat with me. Doubled up, it makes an excellent pillow. On cold nights, it makes a warm blanket. It's a violation of the fire ordinance to smoke at the Marquis, but inasmuch as I am usually the sole occupant of the balcony, this law is never enforced. As a matter of fact, the other night, the manager, grateful for my attention, dusted off my car while I was upstairs sleeping through a Jeanette MacDonald opus. I'm not learning much about the picture business, frequenting the Marquis, but you ought to see my car. My love to you and your two women and yourself. Let me hear from you. Yours, Groucho Marx.
Did you do me a favor and give that to Justice? Justice, I'm handing you the thing because I didn't have a chance to write the things down. All right. Thank you for a wonderful evening. Next week, of course, there's going to be me doing a special thing, but I want to take care of these lovely prizes. If you would be so kind as just to shuffle those for a moment. Thank you very much. I'm here. Sel, thank you. Thank you. We're going to take care of these. Remember, this is the Jerry Garcia poster. 3 poetry magazines, 2 wild lives. And he has shuffled these. And now, and then, of course, keynote, mini, choosing the theme, and the last word, which you just saw Justice do magnificently. A drum roll, please. Thank you for that. Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry.
Owen Dunkel, you were the first winner of the evening. Come on up here and decide what you might like, Mr. Owen.
I'll take the keynote.
Owen is going to be the keynote. Owen Dunkel. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Woohoo! Next we have 21. Mr. David Erdreich. David Erdreich.
I'm not coming, and then you pick me. Okay.
Well, I know, but then you can always breathe
Tell
on
me
it.
about the poetry book. So which one are you?
This one has a couple in it that I like. I haven't read that one yet, so I would go with that.
I'm tempted to take this.
You can take this, a Jerry Garcia poster.
I know, but I'd rather be you than...
Well, it's not me. I'm not in. This is just there's a couple in it that I like.
Okay.
That's I don't know. That's not mine.
All right, I'll take this.
There you go. Hi-ya. Clyde always, you're the next winner, super duper personage of note. No, the keynote's been taken, but you got the mini, the last word. You want to
Don't do the mini amp.
Okay, mini for Clyde always.
I nailed it tonight.
You nailed it.
Shit sandwich tonight. You say.
Richard Sanderell. So Richard Sanderell. No, you got the last word. The keynote, keynote, and the mini is gone.
Oh my God, who won all that stuff?
Well, Owen took the keynote, Clyde the mini. Take a portrait then. Take a Nature magazine. Really?
I got enough books.
Do the theme. Do the theme.
Well, that means I have to count. Do I get to read it?
Yeah, you get to read. It's just theme.
Jerry Garcia. God.
Okay, the theme is Jerry Garcia.
I can't stand the prick. Oh, excuse me.
Thank you so much. All right. I can't remember right now. 15. Let's go. Zabim, you're the next winner of the evening. Who kindly let us know what you would like here. So there's 3 poetry books, 2 wild lives, or you can have the last word or choose the theme.
I'm going to go for the wild.
Wild life, yeah, baby. Justice, you're the next one. Yeah, so these are, there you go. That's a good one. This one I liked a couple and I didn't read that one, so I can't.
I haven't started on her.
Okay.
I'm behind.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
And there's one thing else.
What?
I want you to think about doing a feature here sometime. Just tell
When
me.
my breathing gets better.
Okay, just
20 minutes is
Okay,
brutal.
well, we could shorten. You could partner with somebody and do something like that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you let me know what you're
Yeah, I'm
comfortable
turning down
with.
people left behind on the radio.
Okay, so we could do something short. You could partner with somebody and have them do. You see what I'm saying? You can mix it up. So you let me know. We'll plan a day. Because the thing is,
I got one next month in the Mission, but it's a small room. Yeah, so I have to figure it. And then all my USBs have been ripped up. So it's not just the writing.
Yeah.